Deep beneath the ocean lies a world hidden from human eyes. Beneath the calm blue surface we see from above, a completely different reality begins to unfold, a place where light vanishes and life takes on forms that seem almost impossible. We have traveled to the moon, explored distant planets, and are unlocking the secrets of the cosmos. Yet we have not fully explored even 5% of our own oceans. Imagine that. The world closest to us remains entirely unknown. The topmost layer of the ocean is called the Twilight Zone. This is the most familiar realm. Sunlight penetrates the water, allowing plankton to generate energy through photosynthesis. Small fish feed on these plankton, larger fish hunt the smaller ones, and thus a massive food web is sustained. Everything here is normal, resembling the world we know. But as you descend deeper, this familiar world begins to fracture. Around 200 meters down, the light fades away, marking the beginning of the Twilight Zone. This is a strange frontier where light exists, yet does not. Sunlight reaches here, but it is too weak to sustain life or fuel plant growth. There are no plants, no greenery, only a creeping, absolute darkness. How does life survive in this void? The answer drifts down from above. Dead plankton, decaying organisms, and microscopic debris slowly sink into the depths. To us, this may seem like mere waste, but for this dark world, it is the fundamental basis of survival. The creatures here are entirely distinct. The bodies of many are so translucent that their internal organs are completely visible, as if they wish to become invisible. This transparency is their ultimate survival strategy. In this darkness, being seen means death. Yet not everyone hides. Some actively create their own light through a phenomenon called bioluminescence. Here, light is not a decoration, it is a weapon for survival. Some use it to lure prey, while others use it to camouflage themselves. Certain predators mimic the faint light coming from above, blending perfectly into the background to disappear entirely. There is also a massive recurring mystery. Every single night, billions of creatures ascend from this dark abyss toward the surface. Fish, squid, and jellyfish moving in unison to feed under the cover of night. At dawn, they plunge back into the depths. This phenomenon is known as vertical migration, the largest movement of biomass on Earth. Interestingly, this migration is so dense that sonar technology once mistakenly identified this massive swarm of creatures as the actual ocean floor. The Twilight Zone is where the familiar laws of Earth begin to shatter. Here, transparency becomes armor, light becomes a tool for concealment, and life adapts in ways we still fail to fully comprehend. Beneath this frontier lies a world even deeper, darker, and more hostile. Once you cross the Twilight Zone, you enter a layer where light ceases to exist entirely, the Midnight Zone. Here, there is no morning, no afternoon, only endless, eternal darkness. Sunlight never penetrates this realm. The temperature hovers near freezing, and the crushing pressure would obliterate a human body instantly. Yet, even in this impossible environment, life refuses to stop. Instead, creatures have adapted in terrifyingly brilliant ways. Predators in this zone employ astonishing tactics to survive. Take the dragonfish, a small but ferocious hunter that generates a specific wavelength of light invisible to other creatures. This grants it a secret advantage. It can see its prey perfectly, while remaining completely invisible to them. Other creatures have chosen absolute invisibility. Their bodies are so intensely black that they absorb all light that hits them, allowing them to blend into the surroundings like living shadows. In this abyss, remaining unseen is the ultimate shield. One of the most bizarre predators here is the anglerfish. It dangles a glowing lure directly in front of its mouth to attract unsuspecting prey. Even stranger is their method of reproduction. The tiny male bites into the female, physically fusing into her body over time until he becomes nothing more than a permanent organ dedicated solely to reproduction. Below the midnight zone lies the abyss. This is a vast, silent desert at the bottom of the ocean. There is no light, food is incredibly scarce, and life moves at a brutal, calculated pace. Despite these constraints, some creatures exhibit deep-sea gigantism, growing to massive proportions, such as the giant isopod. Others survive by conserving every ounce of energy, living for decades. Occasionally, the carcass of a dead whale sinks to this barren floor, an event known as a whale fall. Instantly, the dead zone erupts with life. Countless creatures converge on the carcass, and a single whale can sustain this dark ecosystem as a vital food source for years. The abyss may appear empty, but life thrives at every level. From microscopic organisms to bizarre apex predators, they drive an unseen cycle of survival. This is the largest habitat on Earth, yet we know almost nothing about it. And directly beneath it lies an even deeper, more crushing and chaotic realm. Beyond the abyss lies the deepest, most hostile layer of the ocean, the Hadal Zone. This is not a flat ocean floor, but a series of massive, plunging trenches that descend kilometers into the Earth's crust. The pressure here defies human imagination. If you were to descend to this depth, every square inch of your body would be subjected to several tons of pressure. Yet, inexplicably, life persists. The ultimate example of this extremity is the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. Astonishingly, scientists have discovered creatures here whose bodies are so soft and flexible that they withstand this immense pressure with ease. The snailfish, for instance, looks like a fragile, ordinary fish, yet it thrives where no other vertebrate can survive. But the most revolutionary aspect of this world is that life does not merely survive here, it operates under entirely different laws. Deep fissures in the earth blast superheated, mineral-rich water into the ocean, creating hydrothermal vents. In these zones, entire ecosystems thrive completely independent of sunlight. Microorganisms utilize chemosynthesis, converting toxic chemicals into energy, forming the foundation of a unique food chain. This means life here requires absolutely no input from the sun. This single discovery shatters our understanding of biology. If life can thrive in such extreme toxic conditions deep within the Earth, could similar life exist beneath the ice-covered oceans of distant moons and planets in our solar system? Because of this, scientists no longer view the deep ocean merely as a part of Earth. It is a window into understanding the universe. Despite these discoveries, the deep ocean remains a vast sheet of darkness. We have only scratched the surface. The rest remains shrouded in mystery. These profound depths make one thing clear. No matter how advanced human technology becomes, the greatest mysteries of Earth remain far beyond our grasp. The ocean is not just water. It is an entirely alien planet where every layer dictates new laws, new life, and new secrets. And we are still only at the very beginning of the story.